Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel, Dimensions of Love. These are the monthly energy signature predictions. Even if the tarot cards can't predict, I'm an energy reader, and these are the possibilities available for the month ahead. So from this full moon to the next full moon, this will be the advices and a little bit what you need to know so that you can prepare well. So as always, thank you for being here. Feel free to welcome in your spirit guide, spirit teachers, any deities, master energy that you're connecting with at this time. Please invite them in so that I can also receive any downloads that needs to come through while we're doing this reading. If you are new here, thank you for being here. Your energy is always included. There are no coincidences. You are meant to be here. And if you are a returning subscriber, I thank you so much for returning in this beautiful domain that is a safe space of love, because I make these videos out of love and for love and support to anyone out there going through their awakening and elevating their consciousness and ultimately learning about themselves and the world more fine in detail. So thank you for that, all of you returning. And your energy is always here. I'm always reading first for you. So if you are new here and you want to follow through, these are free readings. So the only thing that you need to do is to subscribe and be part of this so I can read and tune into all of your energies, because there is no coincidences. Everything is connected and I can tune into the energies that are connecting to this domain, to this channel, Dimensions of Love, here on YouTube. So thank you. And of course, we are speaking about the full moon, which will be in the sign of Aquarius. And how wonderful, because Aquarius is all about community, togetherness. We work together, we are elevating together. And I love the energy of Aquarius. So the full moon will be on this Saturday, 9th August 2025. And this full moon feels very connected to that. I feel like all of you that are, I'm going to do a little bit astrological, but I'm really more focused on energetically, because I feel energetically for this month. So I always try to feel and connect and then get my downloads and then feel the energy of how I'm supposed to do these videos. These videos, we're not connecting so much with, even though I wrote down a lot of information about that, I will not be using that. Unfortunately, this is how it is, because I really have to stay true to the energy. And this is how the energy reads right now, that astrologically, the only thing that I want to mention for this is the Cryon, the planet, which is the wounded healer. So Cryon it will be very active here on August, and I feel many of you connecting to this channel are also connecting to that wounded healer that will. Many of you are meant to be light workers or some sort, or teacher help in whatever platform that you're in, even a workspace or in family. So it doesn't have to be rigid like that. It just let it flow, and however it is for you guys, wherever you are in your journey in consciousness and the layer of it, I feel like all of you in some shape or form are here to support others with your energy. That's what I'm tuning in and feeling for you guys. And that's lovely, because the Cryon, that's why I'm feeling that the energy of Cryon is very, very specific towards you guys. You are the wounded healer that is here to to teach others of your experience, of the lessons that you've learned, not just with words, but also with your presence and your energy. So I thank you for that. And I think that there are many videos out there that will come out on the theme of Cryon and the wounded healer. So if you feel guided, or it feels like you're drawn to what I'm saying right now, then you should click on some other videos that are connecting to that. So then you can dive in a little bit more deeper. If you're connecting to this energy like I feel you are, it's all about manifesting. Even though that we're in the full moon on Aquarius, I feel like all of you are manifesting a lot of things. And why I'm saying this, it's because the energy of this full moon in Aquarius, it's all about togetherness, working with others. But I feel like many of you are also in this part of separating yourself, not causing a separation from others, but more understanding who you are. And I'm going to explain this as simple as possible energetically. You're basically, uh, just for this month, usually I feel many of you are separated in this lonely energy of staying with yourself and then understanding yourself through that, but not in August month. In August month, everyone else around you, whether it's a workspace or new acquaintances, all of those people help you to understand yourself better. So you will have a deeper connection to yourself by other people that will be around you for this month. So it's very different from, I feel many of you have gone through these phases where you're going through it alone and you are like pulling away on your own, and then you're emerging with the group. And I feel right now, you almost feel it intuitively in yourself that you want to merge, like it's that energy that wants to emerge with everyone else in order to understand yourself deeper. If you will do that when the cryon is very active up in the sky and the planetaries are, we have a lot of Venus energy, but we also have a lot of Jupiter energy. And we're stepping in, we're still in Leo season, but we're stepping into Virgo. So it's a lot of planning ahead and understanding in that intellectual way. But since we're here, I just want to mention signs. We are in Leo season, but as we are in this Leo season, I feel like all of you that are Cancers, if it's anything that you're supposed to do or shift and change, like this is your month, because a whole year ahead for all of you Cancer signs and Leos too, you will have the benefit of everything becoming very successful if you dare to take a leap of faith for the month of August. So it is a risk, but it's a healthy risk that will yield many good things for you all the way to 2026. But again, these are opportunities, and you always pick and choose, like I say in this channel. You take what resonates, you leave the rest behind, and ultimately you're your guru, you are your guide. Everything that you need and know is already residing within you. I am just a mirror of what you already know. So take what resonates, but if you want to jump into that opportunity, I would really advise for all of you Leos and Cancer to take the leap of faith. If it is something for some of you that are watching right now and you're kind of unsure if you're going to do it because it's so different from what you're used to, this is your affirmation. Yes, if you will do it, it will be successful. And I can say this also based on the energy of the cards that we're going to unpack, all of your oracle cards that I have pre-picked for you, that this is absolutely 100% positive. So that is what I want to say a little bit astrologically about the Aquarius full moon. And of course, full moon is a lot of energy, a lot of things happening. It's lunar, so it's a little bit lunatic. We can go a little bit crazy, especially if we're connecting with energies that are of the lower worlds of understanding and consciousness. that it can stir up a lot of things. So be careful when it's the full moon, where you are, what's happening. And it's also on a Saturday, so it's going to be very active. But just if we are well prepared, then there is no surprises and we can be more relaxed into the chaos, if I could put it like that. So thank you for sitting through that little information about the Aquarius full moon. And again, Aquarius, it's about togetherness, working together, and also healing together. But I feel like this will be a beautiful month for you to connect with others, to understand yourself deeply. So let's get into your oracle cards that I pre-shuffled and I've been sitting with to kind of get the essence and the energy of what is going on for you guys. And the first card that I picked is specific from a full moon deck or the moon deck is Diana, Be One with Nature. That's your first card. Now, Diana is a Roman goddess of magic, and she's connected to witchcraft and women and children and childbirth, but most importantly, she's connected to hunting too. So she brings this energy of the duality of, she was a virgin, but she helps women when they're having birth. So it's very both side of the sword's edge kind of energy. And again, she is a hunter, but she loves animals. So it's the duality. And what I feel with this card, and I've spoke about, because the full moons are connecting to the feminine, to the darkness. It doesn't matter where you are, if you are masculine or feminine. It's just that the collective consciousness, what is available for us now, planet Earth, is that the feminine aspects and the dark needs to heal, because it's been suppressed to be the light, when the darkness is not the light. The whole point of darkness is that it should be dark, but it needs to be balanced. So here's the problem with the consciousness of the world, because we're in Aquarius, and we have to understand that nothing is wrong with dark. Just like when you plant a seed, it is in darkness. It needs to be in that sleeping space of not knowing what it's going to become before it bursts out of the ground and becomes and connects to the sun and starts to grow. You know, all of that is a process, as above, so below. So all of that is connected, and we have been disconnected to the energy because it's been like, it's not good if you're evil, if you're dark. We've connected evilness, somehow we've connected evilness with dark, when darkness is a resting place. When we're sleeping and it's dark outside, that's great. We get to rest. We get to clear, you know, our cells gets rejuvenated. There is a cleansing happening. We need to have that rest, and it's beautiful things happening in the dark, okay? So this is the collective consciousness in my downloads, and the energy that I'm tuning in is that that's why I'm making these videos, is that we are so out of touch with what really darkness is. We've made it to something else, and it can be in our it can be also, it can be manipulative things with what we have downloaded through watching and other stuff, and some probably wanted to keep us in the dark in that way, but others, it was just randomly, it just became like that as a collective. So we can't point fingers in to what is what and who did what, because ultimately, if you weren't conscious, you can't blame someone because they didn't know better, because they weren't there, okay? The consciousness was not clear enough for even whatever happened there to how to explain this in simple words. We can't blame anyone else, then we have to blame ourselves, because all of those things that happen to why we are so disconnected with what darkness really is, we have to let it go to be the way it is. It's not a blaming game. It's, again, reprogramming ourselves to understand that darkness has nothing to do with evil. Darkness is just darkness, light and it's light, and it both serve its purpose. When it's balanced, both of them are great. That is the lesson that we in the collective consciousness needs to learn. And I feel like many of you that are here are already ahead because you are a healer. You're connecting with Cryon. You're connecting with all of these planets, and you feel energy differently. Therefore, you already know that no matter where you are in your journey in this healing, I feel for many of you, because I'm receiving this card, is understanding that you are a free spirit. You are running in the wild. That's your nature. And so every time that you get disconnected, or again, like Aquarius is very in the collective. So it's in the collective mind. And so you start to think, are these my thoughts? They're not your thought. They're just thoughts in the collective, and they're not even unique thoughts. So if you want to feel your thoughts, again, if you want to stay in your vibration so that you can have different and unique thoughts, you have to understand first who you are. And that's impossible if you're connecting to everyone else. Now, that is the energy of Aquarius. But here, with connecting to nature, the Diana energy wants to remind you that every time that you feel, oh no, I'm tuning into the collective, I'm starting to believe these thoughts as to be reality. When again, the mind is cunning, and it will lie to you. It's not truthful, and it will change and it will shift. So you can never trust the mind to be accurate. Where you can trust is your intuition. What you can trust is your inner compass, your inner knowing. And you can only connect to that when you're connecting to nature, because nature is like that. Nature is very dark and light in balance, and nature is, again, Diana is connecting to mother energy, and mother nature is the first mother you ever had. Even before you had your physical mother, mother nature was your first mother. I mean, think about this. Your body, your suit that you have is from Mother Earth. Every mineral in your body, everything that will go back to Earth after you leave this body, after you leave this suit as a soul, it still goes back to Mother Earth. So she knows the best how to heal your body, how to realign your body again so that you can be connected correctly to yourself and your intuition. So again, this is a reminder for many of you to, if you feel out of tune, if you feel like your mind is running with you 100 miles an hour and you're getting so tired, it's so much, just reconnect with nature, because you're being called to connect with nature on this month ahead. It will benefit you a lot here. Our second moon card was the new moon in Gemini. So we are in the full moon of Aquarius, and our card is the new moon in Gemini. Think it through. Now, with this card, I definitely feel for you guys that you have a positive outcome. I mean, it's very positive. It's big. And this card is connecting to inner work and intuition. I feel for many of you, if you want to succeed in whatever it is that you're doing, if you want to make steps ahead of yourself, this is what you need to do. You need to reprogram yourself from your inner self. For many of you, you already know that something is wrong, but I can't pinpoint it, what it is. That's exactly what it is, because it comes from your inner. It is, for many of you, you're like the black sheep of the family. You are the black sheep of the society. Like, you're so different that it's natural to you. But you don't understand why you're different, because you're doing everything everyone else is doing. How is it possible? How can I be different? I'm doing everything that they're doing. But this is the thing. You're doing that because of the programming. What your intuition is saying, that if you clear this out, you would understand how original your thoughts are, how original your energy signature is, if you can just clear it out. And I feel like many of you in different layers, depending on where you are in your consciousness journey, the more your consciousness, it doesn't expand, but the more conscious you become, the more in tune your mind, and you can plan and you can be smarter by knowing. So the less conscious you are, there's not much smarts in there because there's no consciousness. The more conscious you are, the more smarter you get naturally. So I feel like that's what you're understanding. Every time your consciousness comes in a new layer, you feel like, oh my goodness, how did I not see that? How did it's just that when we're unconscious, again, it's different from being conscious. So if you're sleeping, you can't see it that way. When you're awake, you see it differently. Okay? So that's what I'm feeling, what this card is saying to you, that instead of, you know, when you're taking actions, so this card is saying there will be a lot of opportunities this month. And of course, in August, everyone comes back from vacations. There are opportunities. You're coming back to work. Yes, yes. But it's that energy. That is the collective energy. That's correct. But what is more unique for you in this, because you're connecting to Cryon also, you had an opportunity to take action that will be positive for you, and use your smarts to think it through, because this is what the card is saying. The card is saying you really have to make a list of your goals. And for many of you, you like, I had a weird thing I want to share because we're connecting here together. So I just want to be genuine and share something with you. When I was going through the first time of writing a list of my goals, I had different strange programmings. Like, I always felt like someone was watching me. So it was crazy. So I was writing down a few years ago. I was writing down and I felt like someone was watching me. I can't write this down. Like, I had to do things in secret. And I mean, that energy stems from past life. That energy stemmed from always being so different that, you know, you get ridiculed for whatever you do. And if you write it down, it will be the opposite. Then everyone will know and your plan will be blocked. Because again, when you're trying to do something, when you are unique like that, there are many that, you know, wants to see your downfall and wants to win. But you have to trust that the universe always has your back. So as I was doing the list, all of these horrible things were happening. I was like, I never write things down. And now I'm writing them down. And it freaks me out to even see it. Not that it wasn't a possibility, but I felt so exposed, like someone was watching everything that I was doing. And it didn't feel good. And so I encourage you, wherever you are, when you're doing a list of goals, you can have a different experience when you're writing these things down. Like, if I write it down, they're not going to happen. We have different programming. So that was one of my programming. So however it manifests for you, when it is like, it can be a procrastination. Okay, I will write it down, but then you end up not doing it because something keeps saying, oh, let's do it next time. Let's do it next, do it again, and next week again. And then all of a sudden you never wrote it down. So this is your affirmation here, to make a list and make that list of those goals, because when you see them, you can change them and you can remake them, because when we see them, we also program ourselves in our subconscious. So it has to do a lot of things with what our eyes sees. And again, this is a lot of reprogramming. Whatever it is and however it manifests for you, just still go with it, because ask yourself the question, what am I expecting? And then expect the best. Because with this card, that is exactly what it's saying to you. It's saying to you that this is a positive outcome. So what are you expecting? Can you visualize? Can you have a vision? Do you have to have a vision board? Whatever you do, if you can imagine it in your head to see it, what can you expect? And expect it to be positive, in the positive direction. Because again, we are connecting everything in this way. And Gemini is very good in speaking into to making people understand what you're saying. So continue to do that, whatever it is that just came through for someone. Just continue to do that because it's very positive here for you. Your next card is the Dream. So from the Celtic Oracle deck, Manifestation, Plan, and Be. Here again, you have a double affirmation, and I feel like many of you have had this card before because this card keeps popping up every time I'm tuning into Dimensions of Love. So what you dream, you can actually manifest. And sometimes there are belief system. Again, a belief holds the world lie just in the middle of it, just to remind you that everything that you believe is something that you already know is not true. So instead of not believing, just know that everything that you dream, you can manifest. So what does that really mean? So dare to dream. You see in this picture, there's a little dare. And it just came through from the universe, like dare to dream. And there's a dare in this picture. And a dare is very, the energetic of that animal is very rich. So you will have abundance in different forms. It doesn't have to be money, but I feel like many of you will be rich in different things. Like you will find stuff that you need. You will, if it is stuff, you will have opportunities. Someone else will do it instead of you doing it, and it will be finished, whatever project or work. So we have to understand that also just abundance, to see it, it doesn't have to always come from money. And that's, for an example, a collective programming that I can't have this until I have the money, and I have to work for the money. And it's always like, it's very different from what life can actually be. You don't have to work it out in that way. You don't have to work for your money and then get the stuff. You know, that's a condition and that's a programming. What you need to do is to find your own way to make it your own. So I feel like many of you have to clear programming and to set new habits. So when we set new habits, just with this dream, we're setting a habit, we're making a vision board, for an example. We're setting the habit and we're going to look at that vision board. And every new habit, you have to substitute with an old habit leaving. And that's difficult. All of these things are difficult. So you need to be gentle with yourself. And I feel like many in the collective, when I'm tuning into what is habits, what does this really mean? And I'm picking up this energy of that we sometimes want, because again, with Aquarius full moon, you're connecting with everything else, and everything else and everyone else has this thing that we want things to be ready fast, and it's got to go fast. And if you see with your cards that you're being acknowledged to be like nature, like take it easy. Everything will be in its order. Everything will, you know, fall will happen, you know, summer and everything, all season will happen as well. There's no need to rush. It will be natural when everything happens. That's how nature is. The same way you're being asked here that you need to be more like nature and not be in that energy of the collective, which is wanting things to be fast and to be done like that, because it doesn't work. It doesn't suit us as souls, as our physical bodies, to work in that way. The result is burnout or errors in different ways. So it's not worth it. So if we see, for many of you, if you see spider, because I was tuning into your energy and I saw a huge spider in my house yesterday. I didn't touch it. I just went to bed. I'm not scared of animals like that. I just saw that spider and I really didn't see him. He saw me and I felt like an energy was pulling me in a direction. When I looked, I saw a huge spider and I said, wow, why are you here? Give me, what is the story here? Because I was connecting to you guys. I was going to make this video for you guys today. So, and the spider was talking about the web, and it was the dark feminine. And it was saying that you can create a web of opportunities. So that's what the spider message was. So if you see a spider or a web, again, I felt like the collective energy was seeing it as negative, like a spider is negative, it has venom. And the web, you get stuck on it, you're going to die. But that's if you consider yourself to be a little weak fly. Like if you consider yourself to be the spider, the weaver, then you're not really doing anything bad. You're just creating an opportunity, and the fly has its destiny to get stuck on it. You know, you have to see it from a perspective. If you see it from the correct perspective, then you can create opportunities from that. Again, the mind is manipulating. So if you're going to use your mind to your benefit, you might as well say, okay, the spider just made the web. He didn't do nothing wrong. It was the fly who was stupid and flew into the spider's web. It was destined to be like that. That's one perspective. Another perspective is to see it the spider is horrible. It makes these webs, and it gets all of these small flies to die. There's so much death in the spider's web. You know, it is all about perspective, and both are correct. But it is the perspective that you choose to see. And it's not choosing the mind or manipulating the mind in a certain way. It is understanding that the mind in itself is manipulating, and it shifts and it changes. It's nothing that you can trust. What you can trust is nature. Nature is never mean or never evil. Nature is always balanced. So what you can trust in when you feel like, okay, for many of you, you're connecting to this because you're connecting to this dark energy of yourself, and it's a shadow self, and you're questioning. And again, when we're in the Aquarius energy, because this full moon is in Aquarius, we are feeling like that's bad. You should be good, and that's bad, and you shouldn't have that side. But we all hold a shadow side. So we all hold negative energy also in us as positive energy. It is when they're both balanced that they're both perfect to have. When they're not balanced, even the good can become very evil, okay? So we need to look at our shadows. Otherwise, our shadow can do things that might be very, very sinister, but we feel we're doing it for the greatest good. It's not like that. So you always have to check yourself to be like nature, because nature is always balanced. Nature is never evil. So always go back to your nature. If you feel like what you're doing is of selfish gains, and you feel like, oh no, this is some darkness coming out of me that I don't enjoy to see, then I advise you again, and your cards are advising you, and the energy, that you should go to the forest. This is again your spiritual guides. However this video comes through to you, this is again your affirmation that if you want to check yourself, am I really good? Am I really evil? Then go to nature and balance yourself, and you will get the answer straight away, okay? So when we see it, just like I was speaking now of this story with the spider, we need to see the spider not as good or bad, how it's been perceived from the past, or how people has perceived it with their phobia. We need to see spider with fresh eyes. As it presented itself, I asked the question, what is it that dimensions of love need to know? And it was a very beautiful thing here. You see, so the spider wasn't a bad thing. It was a very positive thing. It was confirming to you that you can manifest anything, and you can create a web of opportunity if you choose to. So you see, it is how we see it. And I'm saying all of this again because there is a programming within you that you need to lock it up to release it. It doesn't belong to you. It serves as a hindrance to what you're supposed to do in your next step here, moving ahead. Our master energy is a Lord Shiva. Now look how amazing this is, because Lord Shiva is a trinity. Is a trinity with Brahman and Vishnu of the creation, okay? It's a trinity. And I spoke many times in this channel for you guys, all of you that are my returning subscriber, and also you if you're new here, that this trinity keeps appearing. You are creating a strong trinity within yourself. So you're growing constantly in your conscious, which is very wonderful. You're very intelligent, and you're going to be even more intelligent. So I really want to say to all of my subscribers that I'll always be truthful here, because one day you will come back here and you will understand everything. And I don't want you to say, well, that wasn't true what she said, and the way that she put it wasn't correct, because again, your consciousness will expand and you will know. That's why I always bring you these when I say that tarot cards are prediction, and I will never predict longer than a month, because again, prediction are possibilities, and possibilities can be positive or negative, and I don't want to reinforce any of it more than 1 month to give you an understanding. Like Nostradamus, he predicted many negative things forward, and maybe if he wouldn't spoke about it and people wouldn't tune in and to create that reality, because we're a creator, maybe those things wouldn't have happened. So again, we have to be very careful of what we predict and how far ahead we predict. So that's why I do it like this. I do just 1 month, and I always want to remind you that these are possibilities available that are happening. And then it's up to you to choose to take that action, because again, you are a creator. You create your dream, you create your reality how you want, or you simply go with the flow. We can also do that. When we're unconscious, we just go with the flow. And sometimes that could be positive, sometimes it could be negative. In your case, because you're getting more and more in a deeper connection with yourself, you should take action based on that predict you to have a better outcome. So why not understanding this? Your masculine is in Shiva. Shiva is, this is the creator. This is the preserver. This is the destroyer. What you need to destroy is these old programmings. What you need to preserve is your soul and your strength. And what you need to create is new opportunities, like the spider web, like holding these opportunities. And how can you use your smarts with the Gemini to create those openings that will happen for this month ahead? This is the warrior energy, because again, we have the Diana. Again, Diana is the Trinity with Selene and Hecate. So both of them are in Trinity, and she is the feminine Trinity. So look at this. You have the feminine Trinity in your darkness, and you have the Lord Shiva, the masculine Trinity, in your light. I mean, look at these cards. I can't make this up. This is the cards that I picked for you guys. And you're both in this energy. It doesn't get more positive than this Trinity in both your darkness and your feminine, and Trinity in your masculine energy in your light. It doesn't become better than this. I mean, I can't make a better reading than this. This is such an amazing month for you. That's why I say it's very, very positive. But again, you need to take action. You need to make that plans set, and you need to check them off and see the best possibilities for you for that month ahead. And then you can create everything that you want to manifest without it being negative. Again, the Diana in your feminine energy, the darkness, this is witchcraft, but this is positive witchcraft because it's checked by the light. And if it's checked by the light, it's white witchcraft, which is not really witchcraft, okay? And when you're in with the Shiva and you have the creator and you have the divine spark and the divine energy following you, this is giving you the timing. This is giving you to help you coordinate what direction and how to move. So this is the master energy that will correct you and direct you what you need to do and what you need to know. Again, you need to ask yourself the question. Ask yourself the question. What are you expecting out of this? So dare to ask this question to your inner self. What am I expecting? And not in a sarcastic way. What am I expecting? In a positive way. What am I expecting? And be open to the possibilities. Invite that energy so that you can create with that energy. Because your angel card says here, very simple, that you have to trust. You have to trust, all of you. And I know that your trust, for all of you that are watching this, many people have both ruined your path, ruined everything that you maybe created, and you feel like, I can't even trust that I'm writing this down and no one's going to see it and try to ruin it for me. Yes, but again, like the spider and the web, it reminds you that destiny is always set. There are certain things that cannot be taken away. Now, it can be detours and you can go a different path, but you will never stray away completely. No matter what you pick and whatever you choose, you're never too late. It's not gone. You can still make it and you will not stray away. This is so important for you guys to really, really, really remember this, that you will never stray away, even though that the cunning mind will say that to you. The collective energy will push that thoughts to you to say that this is too late, everything's too late, you can't make it now, there's no such thing. That's if you're connecting with time and time frames. That is when you get stuck. If you just let everything be in every moment, you're not tuning into that energy of following that time frame. You can jump timelines, and you are absolutely having an opening to jump a timeline. And I would suggest you to do it. But again, I am just giving you this energy and I'm just giving you these advices. You ultimately make your choice, what you're going to choose. It's clearly with this card that you have an ending and a new beginning. And again, when we have this ending, there's this emptiness. So we have this energy of it's very empty. What is going to happen here? It's very empty. It's very scary when things are empty. You can't hold on to anything. Let that emptiness be. Just like when you plant a seed, there's an empty space before the seed enters and a new season starts. That's what I feel like many of you have done. Over and over, your consciousness is constantly expanding and you're constantly learning new things, and you are being like the seed. Every time you're emptying out and you're growing more and you're growing more every time. So I feel like you're a little bit familiar with this energy for many of you. For some of you that are completely new to this, you feel in yourself that this is exactly what you need to do. So just trust completely that you are on the right path. You are on the right path, okay? This emptiness is very, very beautiful because it creates for new energy to enter. And you are going to create so many things. So release all fear, because fear is just an illusion. Release all that fear and trust in the unknown, because it's going to be more positive than your mind is constantly predicting it that it will be. And again, the mind swifts and change. Your soul, your intuition is always your compass that you should follow as your guide. I hope that this full moon message in the sign of Aquarius, the full moon in Aquarius, is helpful for you with this energy. I'm tuning into a new energy, so I'm already feeling it shifting now. So I'm just going to get into it. If you feel content with what you heard now, and it just confirmed everything that you needed to know, then you can actually leave this video now. You're good. If you feel like you want to have a storyline to what's happening for this month, I'm going to do these. I mean, as above, so below. Sometimes we want to see things in our physical reality, what energies are with you. And when I read this card in this next step of this reading, these will these will predict the energies that are connecting to you, that are happening around you. So it doesn't have to be specific. These cards, these oracle cards, and the energy was for you guys in the collective to understand what energy is yours. What is your advice? These are energies connecting to you. Now, energies connecting to us can also affect us. So that's also good to know. And for some of you, you like to have a storyline, and it's okay. We just had a storyline finished for you guys. But let's see for the collective. So let's just pick cards right now. So let's see here for the collective and dimensions of love. For the selective collective, what do we need to know? For additional advice for this full moon in the sign of Aquarius, moving ahead for the month. What is it that they need to see? No. We have the Emperor in reverse. Yeah, 2 cards fell out. I'm not going to take them. The Emperor in reverse. Okay, there is negative masculine energy, father energy. Clarify the Emperor in reverse, spirit. Thank you. Okay. We have a father energy that is not connecting to his emotions. So there's an energy connecting to you. Maybe it's your father. Maybe you are a father. But someone here is not connecting to their energy. And there's a lot of emotions that need to be cleared. And I feel like there's a disconnection here. What is this disconnection about here for this month? Yes. It's very, it's like you see things as in, we have Gemini energy here, but this is more of, we have Aries, Cancer, we have Gemini energy here. But those are the signs. But what I feel with these cards is there's a lot of people in this energy field here involved where the female is, it's very cold. It feels like a mother that doesn't consider your feelings at all, because she's like, well, life is like that. It's hard. What? That's the way it is. And I feel like there's this father energy that's almost the same. It's like not in tune with their emotions. I feel like there's both a mother energy and a father energy. It can be physical or connecting to you or connecting to the person that you're connecting with, that feel very, where the mother's very cold and cutting, and the father's very, like he feels very distant. He doesn't feel in touch with his emotion or with the situation at all. And I feel like for some of you that are elevating here, I definitely feel you have, there's a lot of government energy connecting to them. It's like someone is being, how do I say this in the right way? For some of you here in the energy is that there's a woman and she's not connecting to her emotions, and what is around her is like it's someone in the government that's being very shady and doing things that he shouldn't even do in the government, but he has very attachment to this woman. And I don't know if that's his wife on the other side here that's very cold, and they're just looking. But there's two female and one male in this story here. And I'm picking up, you guys have so many layers. Guys, it's so hard to pick out. So take it how it resonates here, because there's a lot of energy happening. Okay. Connect with the blue. Connect with the blue. What does that mean? Connect with the blue. Okay, let's see. Additional cards. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. And here, there's someone loving and nature. There's a lot of people. I've been pulling cards here for you guys. And every card that I've been pulling, it's a person. It's not connected to an energy. These are people. There's a male, female, female, female. This is the third female in the energy field. She's a natural lover. She is an empress. She has abundance. She has money. She has this wealth. And she's just very calm and collected in this energy coming through here. And again, this is another woman here. I mean, clarify this. And I feel like one of the ladies here in the energy, she has her heart closed. And the other woman in this energy, she has the hair, the rabbit energy. So she's very lucky. And then we have the third woman, which should have a crown, but she's disconnecting to herself. And this male is very disconnecting too. So what is happening here? Goodness, let's see. One more card. King of Swords in reversed. You see here, the two males that I'm picking up in your energy field, that are in your energy field, this is authority, and it is corrupted. Someone's corrupted here with the King of Swords in reverse. A corrupted boss can enter here. But I have two powerful male energies, okay? We have an emperor and a masculine, a king energy that's very, very toxic. And we have these ladies, when they're very powerful ladies, and they're masculine. And this can be... again, these can be people, take how it resonates in your life. These can be in your energy field, but this can also be connected to some of you with who you are. In your feminine, you're very dominant. You're very woman-like, but in your masculine, because you're not looking at your shadow, if you're only perceiving as good to be good and you don't want to perceive your masculine, this can also be your masculine. So your masculine and your shadow self within yourself has turned against you, and it's very toxic masculine energy, when really the masculine energy should be in its light. So that's for the higher consciousness for some of you. For others of you, this is physical. A lot of people, you have a lot of people involved in your energy. Like, And we're in the Aquarius full moon, so of course it's going to be a lot of people. And I think that all of these people will serve for you to understand yourself better. This is the whole, the divine has orchestrated this to happen in this way so that all parts can understand each other better. I think that this is wonderful. I want to do one more card here. I don't want to go too deep into this. Yeah, because for many of you, there is a lot of illusions. For many of you, there's illusions there's illusions of who you are, because these energies are in your field. So it's making it impossible for you to understand who you are. And by all of them being present with these illusions, it's going to break illusions because you get to see each other for who you correctly are. I love this energy. And look at the color. Again, it came a lot of blue. So with more intelligence and deeper understanding, with more, I feel like it's connecting with elevating consciousness. The more conscious you are, the more intelligent and the more smart you are, that all of these people have the potential to grow into a beautiful, beautiful, powerful being if they choose to. Again, it's all about who's going to break through these illusions. If you're watching this, you're probably the one that's going to break through it because you already see this and know. But again, be aware of all of these energies and all of these people connecting to you. But that's natural when we're in the full moon in Aquarius, right? Because it is a collective. And I hope that these messages really helps you for this month ahead. It's very positive. It's a lot of things happening. And just, again, create your web and create something beautiful with it, because you have everything you need at your disposal. The energies are there. Keep connecting to nature, balance yourself, and good luck for you on this month. I hope you have a wonderful month and that you get to grow into your awareness more deeper and more higher. So as always, have a wonderful day, and I'm sending you all love your way. Bye.